So, hey everyone, you might have seen Custom GPTs, a platform offered by OpenAI where users can create their own versions of ChatGPT and other people can use them, right? So, we'll uncover the architecture of how custom GPTs work at the backend so you can create your own a college project or maybe another startup to compete with someone, right? So, we'll start off with a complex looking but a simplified version of the architecture. This doesn't exactly replicate how OpenAI has the architecture of custom GPTs, but this is a simplified version of that, right? So you can replicate that custom GPT platform to create your own, right? So we'll start off with the custom GPT's creator. So let's suppose I am the creator and you are the user, right? So I'll go on to the OpenAI platform and I have my data like some objective data like my name, age, profession that my custom GPT has to replicate, and some subjective information like what are my likes, what are my dislikes, which kind of music do I like, etc., etc. And and I'll go on to the platform. I'll put all of my information on that platform, and it will store my information in two ways. Okay, first is in a plain text in a SQL database, right? All my objective information like my name, age, profession will go into the SQL database, and my subjective information that I gave the platform in paragraphs like what are my dislikes, which kind of music do I like, etc., etc. So those will be stored in their vector database. For those of you who don't know about vector databases, you can think of it like a relational database that doesn't work like traditional databases like SQL, NoSQL databases. It stores the information in form of vector embeddings, right? And whenever we query something like I passed a text, who is my teacher? So it will search for the nearest embeddings, nearest vectors. Based upon sentiments, based upon number of word similarity and some other factors. So it will find the nearest words, nearest paragraphs, right? And it will return those texts or those data, those information nearest to the provided query, right? So all of my subjective data will go into this vector database, right? So now custom GPT's creator part is over. Right. Now we'll move on to the user part. Suppose you are the user, you went to the OpenAI's platform, OpenAI's custom GPT's platform and found my own custom GPT, right? You asked him like, what's your name and from which school did you had your graduation, right? So that starting from here, that query will be sent to the OpenAI server. OpenAI server will query both the databases, the SQL database for the objective information like the creator's name, age, profession, etc. that the LLM has to replicate, and the subjective information of the creator from vector database. Point to be noted is that the server will send this query to the vector database to get the most relevant data of the creator. Like what do I mean by relevant is that there might be too much information about the creator in the vector database, right? Too much subjective information. So it will find the most relevant information nearest to this query. Like the query was from which school did you had your graduation? So it will find text around graduation, schooling, education, etc. Right? And it will return those subjective data, right? And now since the server has got both the data, objective and subjective, it will combine it with some prompts, some predefined prompts, like this is your information, you have to replicate this is some extra data you might need, etc. And you have and now answer the following question with the data provided to you, right? This prompt, this becomes a huge prompt, and this will be sent to the LLM, right here. And that LLM, I have written OpenAI in this case because we are discussing the OpenAI's custom GPT platform. So that LLM will generate the response to this query, just like the creator might have answered it, right? So this LLM will generate the response. That response will be sent to the OpenAI server, and that's it. OpenAI server will show you the response just like the creator might have answered it, right? So this was the basic architecture of custom GPT's platform. Fine. So I've excluded a very important component of custom GPT is function calling, right? So I've not included it in this flowchart just to keep this flowchart a bit simple, right? I'll just tell you in a quick, like suppose LLM will generate the response in two ways. Either it will directly generate the response to be sent to the user, or it will generate a response telling the OpenAI server that no, some function needs to be called, like some API calling or some mathematical calculation or some other logical functions set by the creator only, right? So the LLM will say that no, I'll not give the response directly. First, call this function with these parameters and call those, right? And then the final response would be sent to the user. Fine. So this was an important component of the custom GPTs platform, right? So this was the custom GPTs platforms architecture, right? I've mentioned all the links in the description. Now you can visualize like how custom GPTs platform might be working, right? Suppose there's a Canva chatbot. So it will have some information about the Canva's business. It will have some information about the offerings it gives, right? And some functions, some custom functions like call this Canva's API, call this mathematical function to perform this thing, call some image generation model, etc. Right? Yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll be posting such software design videos. If you like this, subscribe to me for such content. Goodbye.